So, who is Kali and why is she important? I think for me personally, Kali is super important in exactly this age. And before I start telling anything about her or why she's important, I want to make very clear that we are not worshipping a goddess in the sense of a personification outside of ourselves. We can observe in the Indian knowledge that all the wisdom is handed over very intelligently through stories and through pictures, through mantras, through yantras. So when we talk about Kali, the goddess, or the story of the goddess, there's a lot of knowledge in that, which is not that we are like sticking to that story, but much more we use that story in order to understand a knowledge that is within ourselves already, but that we have to activate. So we use the knowledge of Kali to activate a certain dimension of energy within our own body. Okay, so now why Kali is important. We live in a time of modernization, which has brought lots of advantages to us and lots of beautiful things. However, it also pulled us away from our roots, from our nature, and from our truth, like how we express ourselves fully. Through that, we repress huge parts of ourselves, which become reactive impulses within ourselves, which we are guilty of, but they start ruling us. So we become ruled by our own suppressed parts. And we also became super conformist and hyper moralized, which makes us even more disconnected from what it is that we truly are, what we are authentically. And by that we can have no intimacy, we can have no close relationships, because we were a mask that is not truly us. And we have to be able to show our truth in order to recognize each other and to feel home with each other. And that's what we have unlearned through modernization. And if we feel that we cannot speak our truth, and if we don't allow ourselves to ask for our own desires, for our own needs, then that leads to bitterness, to resentment, and to the entitlement of really being selfish, which then not only hurts ourselves, but also others. So we create our own inner loneliness. And the energy of Kali is really here to burn all of that down, to burn all of these belief systems down, to burn down all of these ideas that keep us small, that keep us disempowered, that keep us numb, that keep us being in this drama triangle of being a victim, and helping us to really re-own ourselves, to take responsibility for ourselves, to establish that own inner fire again, that burning flame within us, by having a vision, by going forward, by knowing what feels true to ourselves, and establish that truth in our outside world. And by that, allowing others to see us again, by that allowing intimacy again, by that allowing human recognition again, and feeling what it truly means to be here on earth with all of ourselves, with the parts that we like, with the parts that we don't like, with understanding that all of these parts are needed in order to fully show up here in this lifetime. And that's why the energy of Kali is really so important from my point of view, because she makes us remember how it feels like to have a purpose here, to feel the beauty of having a responsibility for everything that is sacred on this earth. Also how important it is and how beautiful it is to just protect truth as a community. Because that leads to closeness, that leads to intimacy, and that leads to empowerment as a human race.